Hello, viewers. I had a viewer who was asking me about my layout when I do the modified Celtic cross, where I'm laying a card in the center and then 4 cards around it. And basically, what's my left over here, so it would be your right when you're viewing the video. My left is the past. The bottom is the foundation, what's up high, which usually you can't see because my laptop kind of hides it. Sometimes I have to pull it out and show you. Is crowning the reading, and then to my right is future, which would be your left. And then the other thing, why I lay extra cards out, because I like to see the story. I like to see the story unfold. If you watch other readers on YouTube, some will explain each card as they come up, and that's the way they read, and it works very well for them. And there's very good readers on here that do it that way. My personal preference is I like to see the whole story. So I like to lay the whole spread out. I rarely do a full Celtic cross where you come up the side and you show, how they're seeing and hopes and fears and final outcome, the whole Celtic cross layout. But I do I pull extra cards to finish telling the story if the final outcome to me is not showing it. Some people call that doing clarifiers. For me, it's just letting the story evolve. And even when I do personal readings sometimes I don't even do a spread. Sometimes I just start pulling the cards out and let it tell the story. It doesn't have to be, in a specific way, because I read energy from the cards. So I thought I would try that for you today and show you what that looks like when I'm just kind of randomly, it's not randomly, I'm guided to the cards I pull. Some people, when they do tarot, they shuffle, they'll cut the decks, and they'll pull straight from the top. I do that occasionally when I feel guided to, and that's usually because as I'm shuffling, I feel like I know when they're shuffled enough. When I'm doing a lot of spreads rather quickly, I tend to pull because you don't have to shuffle as much. So I tend to pull cards, and it's kind of interesting. I think if you watch some of the videos, how many times the same card will keep coming up over and over and over again. I just thought I would do a reading on how is Trump feeling now that he's spending Christmas in the White House instead of going down to Mar-a-Lago, and just kind of show you how it looks when I don't do a spread. I'm just getting into Trump's energy. Yeah, happy home. I'm also feeling off of this. He's he's looking at the Republicans because they didn't help him pull off his getting budget for the wall before, so the shutdown. He's disappointed in the Republicans and some of the Republicans that have been speaking out against him. So just turning the camera down. How is Trump feeling? There he is, sitting on all his money. I'm just going to turn it up just a little bit. I turned it down too far. Sitting on all his money, thinking about his money. He's not in the Christmas spirit. He's thinking about his money. Yeah. He's having illusions and delusions again, so his addiction, he's probably staying high. He's feeling victorious right now. He thinks he's standing strong against the Democrats, and where he said he would take the blame, and then he immediately put the blame back on the Democrats, twisting it back around as he always does. He thinks he's victorious in this shutdown. Yeah, he's the emperor. He's just sitting there as the emperor. I'm ruling the kingdom. This is about the trip, the Chariot card, the trip that was canceled, and yeah, he's trying to show strength. Yeah, I feel like he's trying to work on some things before Nancy Pelosi comes in. I feel like this is Nancy Pelosi, and he's trying to work on things before the new Congress is sworn in. Yeah, he's feeling like when the new Congress is sworn in, you know, stabbed in the heart. And here's the addiction card again. Again, the addiction he has, if you look at my health reading I did back in October, I think it was October 24th, I mentioned in that it looked like it was affecting his heart. And it's stressing him out that the new Congress is coming in. Yeah, he's looking overseas and working with people. To me, it feels like he's trying to get to his money. He's trying to get to his money, and during the holidays, you know, during the holidays, to me, this feels like the holidays. He's trying to get to his money. I feel like he's got money overseas that he can't access. Yeah, he's feeling embattled because he knows if he touches the bank overseas, you know, the Hierophant can be the government, it can be the legal system, it can be institutions, banks, hospitals, corporate America, different institutions, and I feel like he thinks that if he tried to access his money overseas, you know, that people would be watching and he'd be embattled even more. I feel like he's got money overseas that he can't touch, and it's, yeah, he's trying to get to calmer waters. He's trying to row the boat over to those banks overseas is what I'm feeling. He's trying to row the boat over. I got to get to my money. I got to get to my money. Yeah, and he's retreating from agreements. You know, he said, you know, if the government shuts down, I'll take the blame for it. And then he retreated on that, what he told Schumer and Pelosi, and he's blaming the Dems for it now. He's also having to retreat from agreements, looks like with Putin, you know, about sanctions. You know, he freed up one of the sanctions with the largest aluminum company overseas. What is the name of the company? Rusal? I think it's RUSAL. I'm not sure. You can Google that, clarify. It's Deripaska's company. He's come up many times in the investigation. So he's the president of the world's second largest aluminum production company. And he freed up aluminum sanctions. So I think Putin was putting pressure on Trump because he was getting pressure from Deripaska to loosen up the sanction on the aluminum, because the sanctions were so heavy that they couldn't sell off. They had a very good year of producing aluminum, and they couldn't sell it off, and they had this stockpile sitting there. So yeah, he's kind of in retreat mode on some of his agreements that he's made, and you know, I feel like there's more sanctions that they're wanting lifted. Yeah, and he's trying to get away with it without lifting more. Ivanka's trying to calm him down. General reading, I know, but that's Trump's holidays. It's not about love. It's about making plans and his money and his illusions and his addiction and trying to get to his money. And he's not in the spiritual mode for the holidays at all. So, and there's poor Ivanka trying to calm him down. So that's the energy I'm feeling off the cards. You know, when you're beginning to read cards, you know, it's always good to kind of study the books that come along with them. I tell people, get the Rider-Waite deck. It's the most basic standard deck to learn from. You could also learn from watching other readers, how they interpret cards, and start with, you know, feeling, because the cards, you know, like the Hierophant, it can be many things, but it stands for like institutions and things, social community things. So you have to kind of feel your way through the energy of like, what institution is this talking about? And when you open up to the intuitions and to your guides, you start feeling that energy from the cards, and you understand a little more about what it's telling you. When I feel like I'm not seeing the whole thing, that's when I start laying clarifiers. So anyway, I hope that kind of explains it to you guys. I'm going to try and get on tomorrow and do a Christmas Eve reading too, but that's a quickie one that came up from a comment one of the viewers had today. So thanks for watching and subscribing, and wishing you all again a Merry Christmas. Thanks again. Bye.